ladies. This is Bob Hickman. It is so awesome to be with you. Well, here we are. It's Saturday, and you know what that means? Time for our Saturday night seance. That's right. Well, I tell you, I'm just so thrilled. You guys are wonderful. Thank you to all of you who came out to yesterday's video. Yesterday, I showed my new Robin Wood print. Robin Wood is a wonderful Wiccan / New Age artist who does beautiful illustrations. She's done book covers. She's had exhibits all over the country. Wonderful, wonderful artist. She has a tarot deck. Anyways, if you didn't see yesterday's video, definitely check that out. You'll learn a lot about her art, and I give links to her website, and I think it's worth your time to see that if you haven't seen it. Well, here we are at Saturday. Now, I got to come here and remind you there is still time to buy tickets for Sunday's event. Go over to thechannelpanel.com. I'll put a link below and get your tickets. I'm going to be appearing tomorrow and Sunday evening. The time is at 5:45 p.m. So I'm going to be channeling from 5:45 to 6:45. Every hour on the hour, we have mediums all day, today and tomorrow. Well, today's about over, but tomorrow definitely. So hope you'll check it out. Anyway, see me tomorrow at thechannelpanel.com. Well, here we are at seance time. And for the new people, this is a weekly tradition here at Spirit Channel. We gather and we have a seance. I'm a trance channel medium. And what that means is I go into trance, spirits overshadow my consciousness, and they speak through me. It may look a little strange. I'm not in any pain or discomfort. I'm in a very relaxed state, and they just come through. So we'll see what happens. And, I invite you guys, pull up your chairs. Tonight we're having our seance in the living room because I've got my dining room under construction. I'm moving stuff around in there. So I said, well, we'll have it in the living room tonight. So pull up your chairs. And if you were literally here in my house, I just have you put your chairs right around where I'm sitting here. So you can just pull your chairs up to your computer and you are virtually with me. Well, I'm so glad you're here. Excuse me. Anyways, I'm going to settle down and go into trance. So I will see you when I get back. Oh, this is Fletcher here. Oh, we're so excited to be with you tonight. I tell you, the vibrations are high all throughout the whole universe tonight. You know, it's October time, and that veil between the worlds is getting thin. And I tell you, we spirits like to take advantage of it, to come through and connect with all of you. Well, it's a pleasure to be here with you tonight. I've got a few other people want to speak, so I'll be stepping from our medium's body. The wisdom of the ages is coming to light upon the earth. There are many people now who are uncovering the truths that the history of the earth is far more complex than originally believed. The stories of Atlantis and of Lemuria are not fiction, but are fact. The earth had knowledge and technology far beyond that which is apparent today. There was a time when aliens walked the earth, and yet they were not considered alien, but were reverenced. In fact, some called them gods of the earth. Life here began out there. Humanity has evolved in many different ways. What is termed history today is only a small segment of what is really and actually the truth of the world's history. There was a time when humankind understood how to open portals. Ships would cross through time and space dimension portals, and with a blink of an eye they could appear from Andromeda Galaxy to here. The humans of the Earth at that time understood advanced physics. They understood the time-space continuum. We in the spirit world find it amusing when humans discuss Einstein and his various theories of relativity. This is actually a remembrance on the part of Einstein, not actually a discovery. But Einstein also knew these truths at one time and lived upon the Earth. When he incarnated in his last incarnation, he was actually an old soul, sent from our world to the Earth to bring back the ancient knowledge and the ancient memory. Humankind stands at a precipice, and humanity will either grow towards the light or fall into destruction. Since coming to the spirit world, I have come to understand that humanity may make its choices. Free will is still in play, and there is not fate in the sense that everything is preordained. It is true that for individual humans, that some of your own chart is preordained. Some of it is predecided. But this does not override your ability to create free will where you can. You see, in my life, I was actually destined to come to the earth and to be a very great writer. But you see, my writing was taken over, I should say, by my addictions. Instead of writing, I fell into, well, how shall we say, poetic disillusion. And the writing that I would have done became a blur, a mere shadow and caricature of the actual gifts that I possessed. This is what I mean by free will. When a soul comes to the earth, it can choose to enact its gifts, or it can choose to abandon its gifts. It is your choice. But the gifts remain, though they may be, as they were in my case, clouded by evil thoughts, desires, and focused views. Instead of living with a higher mind and a spiritual focus, I lived only for the things of the flesh. Food, women, and wine were my mottos. My writing was secondary, though it should have been my primary focus in life. Some of you are wondering about your life paths, and you are asking yourself, what is it that I am to do? There is a time in everyone's life when they awaken and they have a moment of clarity. It is oftentimes in that moment that one will see the world before him and everything in crystal clarity. Some of you have had such a moment, yet though you have not recognized it for what it was. Reflect backwards to the times in your life when you had a great ambition and you thought, I feel that I could conquer the world if only I would do this. For some of you it was going to college and pursuing a degree in business or law. For others of you it had a more artistic bend. Look at your life today and ask yourself, where am I? Am I following the ambition and the dream that I once had? If you are not, do not condemn yourself, but simply ask yourself, what is it in my life that blocks me? Can these blocks be removed? In many cases, they can be, though it may take work, and it does require the assistance of the spirit world. This is why we come to you. We come that we might give you assistance, to remove those things that block you, and to allow you to go back upon the path of joy, the path of peace. Do not make the mistake I did by ignoring consciously the light. I knew very well what my work was supposed to be. I knew very well what my calling was. And yet I actively chose to rebel. This is human free will. Human free will allows us to abandon our paths. But if one were to take one's path seriously and with full intent pursue it, then one would be led to success. Success and failure in life are actually the same when it comes down to it. When you fail, you succeed if you can recognize why you have failed. And when you are in success, you must be thankful and understand also what led you there. Both extremes are allowing you to grow as a person and to fulfill your spiritual purpose. When I was on the earth, I ignored success. I ignored failure. And the times when I did have success, I destroyed my own success through self-indulgence. I would drink to excess and then, for example, not show up at a meeting with a publisher. I might take opium and be gone for 3 days and have missed an opportunity to have somebody review my work. These things limited my success in life and brought me great sorrow. Do not do as I did and give over yourself to the ways of the flesh. The human body is meant to be enjoyed and meant to be a tool to live fully in this realm. It is not meant to be a dead weight upon you. Your soul can fly and your body can join you. They do not have to be in opposition. My mistake was that I separated them into two camps. I looked at the spiritual reality as a waste of time, as non-substantial, as non-real. And I thought only of the body. If my body wanted the drug opium, then it should have it, I thought. I did not have reason nor balance, and my ideas of indulgence were leaning heavily on the flesh. So remember moderation in all things. If you seek to know your path, remember the time when you had the moment of clarity. You might say, but Alfred, I have no moments of clarity. Yes, my dear, everybody has at least one moment, oftentimes more. Pause and reflect. It may have been when you were 10 years old. It may have been when you were 15 or even 20. It may have happened yesterday. But each life has various moments where there are the moments of clarity, when you capture a dream in your mind and you say, I could do that, if only I could do that. Now is the time to revisit that dream. Put aside that which distracts you. If you have fear, let go of your fear and know that the spirit world is with you. I invite you today to reflect. What is your dream? And begin, if you have not done so, begin again. Perhaps you have begun your dream and set it aside. Now pick it up. It is true that at this time of the world, as Fletcher has said, the veil is thin. Contact with the spirit world, with our world, is much easier accomplished. It is easier now for us to come to our mediums, as well as to reach each of you personally. So I invite you to call upon me if you would like my assistance. My name is Alfred. Oh, my dear, I'm in the body. Hello, can you hear me out there? Greetings, my dears. This is Rose. It's such a blessing to be with each of you tonight. I must say I was listening very carefully to Alfred. His teachings are most profound. I myself find myself admiring his ideas. You know, when I was on the earth, I used to read books about Atlantis and Lemuria, but I did not take any of it seriously. Remember, I used to mock these sort of things. Yet I suppose somewhere I had a bit of curiosity about them. You must delve into the spiritual truths. The world is not as it seems. Many of you are having inklings. You're saying within yourself, I know that I come from somewhere else. I know that I come from the stars. Some of you are connected to the alien races. Some of you are saying, I know that I've lived before. My dears, do trust your insights. The problem is that our world has become so focused on the materiality that we've discourage people from even considering that the intuitive self might bring truth in and of itself, a true objective truth that can be verified. It brings us most pleasure here in the spirit world that on earth people are now exploring the concepts of reincarnation. The Western world is actually scientifically approaching it, and this brings me very much joy. Since coming over here to the spirit world, I've come to understand that the soul does travel and goes through many lifetimes. Alfred was telling you correctly when he said, think back to a moment of clarity. Do you know what I was thinking about that while he was speaking? I thought, when I was a little girl, I was about 11 years old. I was with my father, and my father took me to his bank one day, and he said, Rose, I want you to pay attention to everything. Someday you will own all of this empire. My father owned a vast banking empire, and we were quite wealthy, I must say. I did not quite appreciate that or understand until I became older, but I remember in that moment, at 11 years old, I had a very bright moment in my mind. I suppose it was Alfred's moment of clarity, as he spoke of. And I thought someday I shall run a very important financial empire, and I shall be very wealthy. And it was as if my destiny was before me in that moment. Can you imagine, 11 years old? And my father was not trying to pressure me. He was only simply sharing the truth. And somewhere in my soul I had a moment of clarity. And onward, after my father passed, I did go on and become head of the board of directors, and became quite a socially prominent person. But I missed the main point of my success. You see, my point of my success was to use my wealth to do good in the world, to advance the cause of spirit. I had many opportunities to do that, yet I fudged it up each time, you see. And I say that because over here, I've been able to now understand where I went wrong in my life. But you see, the wonderful thing is, over in spirit, nobody here condemns us. They only say, well, next time you can work on it. You see, this is why I'm working as a guide now. I have such an interest, as does dear Alfred, of helping souls to get on the right path. Do not fear. If you're saying, oh, I hope that I'm on the right path, then most assuredly you will be. And remember, you can call upon us. We will help you find that path. It's not far away from you. Your journey is right next to you. You only have to step onto the path. And if you can't see it, that is what we are for. You simply call upon us. Say, Rose, help me to open that door to that path. Rose, I feel like I'm stumbling on my path. Help me. And I assure you, we shall come to you and bring you a lot of joy and happiness. It's such a blessing to be here with all of you tonight. I have as much joy as does Alfred and Fletcher. And I say to each of you, may you all be blessed tonight. Fletcher says that our medium's power is starting to wane, so we do not wish to tax him. He'll be channeling tomorrow, and we're very excited. We're going to have an opportunity to come through him again. And I hope it is our prayer that we will reach many more people through this work. As the power fades, I ask you to please remember to offer up your prayers for those on their journey, those beginning. Remember the less fortunate. Reach out in love, and know that I will be with you. And I hope that you will call upon me, and I will come to you in my name. Hey, Tubies. I am so excited to have had the chance to channel with you tonight. And if you enjoy this, you might want to stop over to my website. I have a really great book here. I think it's great. I wrote this book called Messages from Rose. And you can pick that up at my website. I'll put the links below in the information box, robert-hickman.com. But this tells about my work with my spirit guide, Rose, how she came to me and things I learned through working with her. We're getting near Halloween time. We also have Ouija Mysteries. I think a lot of you will find this fascinating as well. And for my Wiccan crew, or actually even if you're not Wiccan, one of my other books, which I finally found, it was in the back of my closet. I don't know how it got there. Psychic Bob's Book of Wiccan Wisdom. This is actually my latest book. It came out in the last year. And, I encourage you guys to pop over and pick that up. Tomorrow, on Sunday, I'm actually going to do some readings from this book. So we'll have more about that tomorrow. But we got some great artworks in there. I did all the drawings. There's some witches. And this is a good book, even if you're not Wiccan. But especially if you are Wiccan, I think this will be a wonderful adjunct to your lessons and your learning. Well, listen, guys. Thanks for being here. You guys rock. I love you. Listen, also, it's Halloween time, and it's time to start thinking about setting your altar. And, if you need some spiritual supplies, you need to pop over to Lady Angela's website at rarewiccaspells.com. Go check it out. She's got jewelry. She's got athames. She's got chalices. You name it. She's got Ouija boards. She has books. This is a great time now that we're entering Samhain time / Halloween to really work on your spiritual lives. So, get some things along the way to help you. Get some books, get some jewelry. It's true. Somebody says, well, you don't have to have all that stuff to do the craft. That's true. You don't have to. But it really certainly does help. And I recommend it. So, definitely go over to Rare Wicca Spells. Get some stuff. By the way, she's running a special. If you're from Spirit Channel and you type in the code Spirit Channel upon checkout, there's a coupon code box when you check out. Type in the word Spirit Channel. I'll put it below here. And if you type that code in, you get 10% off your order. So you can't lose. Being part of Spirit Channel gives you material benefits as well as spiritual. Hopefully you get the spiritual, but we like to bring the material too. So anyways, but definitely go over to rarewiccaspells.com. Get that, okay? Well, you guys rock. I love you. I'm so thankful you'll be here. I hope you'll come out and see me tomorrow on the channel panel. I sure look forward to seeing you. All right, guys, blessed be. We'll see you then.